Bonsoir à tous et bienvenue dans cette nouvelle émission You Say It, c'est vous qui le dites. Aujourd'hui, j'ai le plaisir de recevoir Latoya Lake qui a écrit pour le film And Here Comes the Groom. Mais tout de suite, on regarde une petite vidéo explicative sur Latoya Lake.
To try and fail is better than not having tried at all. That's cliché, right? How about this? The fear of never becoming my complete self is worse than faking one moment of my life. Now that's scary. Like so many, I wonder about my purpose. Am I truly one of those creative beings trying to get my energy lined up so I can explore and go further than I expect? Or am I just fooling myself? I hope not.
Hello Latoya.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So let's get in the subject. You are a writer. You've been doing a lot of different projects here in Saint-Martin, Saint-Martin. Can you tell me about you? What's your background?
Well, I'm a writer, like you said. I've actually published 2 books. One book right now is between publication, so I'm going to be launching that soon. And I also dabble a bit in little short scripts, little short videos, so just to get a hang of it, really.
Nice. How is it to be a writer in Saint-Martin, where we don't have so many people we can relate to? How was it for you? How did you want to get into this writing?
Well, with the books, it was more about finding my voice, because I think with different art forms, you have different ways of expressing yourself, and I tend to talk a lot. So I started to write, and with that came the freedom, basically, to express myself, and I enjoyed that. So I started to write different things, and I started to love it. So.
What's your favorite thing to write about?
Oh, I love romance novels. I love the fact, I don't totally believe in happy endings, but I love the reality of finding love and, you know, just that happily ever after that. So I like to continue with the story. So, you know, you don't just see, oh, they got married and that's it.
Yeah.
But you see that they get, you know, they went through their different spells and stuff like that. So I like that, the reality of what comes in life. That's what I enjoy.
That brings us to our subject, which is And Here Comes the Groom, which is a production you're currently working on. Can you tell me about it?
Well, this one is me just trying to be comedic a bit because it's a comedy, drama. With this young man, he's trying to find love on Saint-Martin. And you know, Saint-Martin has their different, you know, nationalities, the culture is different. So he's gonna end up meeting a lot of different women with a lot of different temperaments. And I thought that would be funny to play on, not just to go with the regular, the woman finding love, but let's see it from the man's perspective. Let's see how they experience it, basically. So I thought that would be fun.
That sounds really nice. Let's see a little piece of it.
You think women have it hard when it comes to finding love on this small island? You good? Well, we men have an even tougher time trying to please them.
Hey!
Let alone understanding them. And I gotta listen to these guys?
You gotta give and take, right?
It's not like I can just place an ad in the local newspaper. I gotta be selective. Sift through the ladies. I gotta keep my eyes open for the crazies, you know? It's psychotic. Not forgetting the women who just don't know how or wanna be happy. It's just so hard to believe that I just wanna be loved. Maybe I shouldn't go through with this.
It looks really fun. So can you tell me about this character, Chris? Who he is and how did he end up being so deep into searching love so much?
Well, Chris, really, I think what happens with Chris is that he wants to find someone,
yeah.
But he ends up taking a lot of different advice. And you know how we are on Saint-Martin, we like to give advice. And the thing with him is that he struggles then. He's with his friends and he wants to, you know, he wants to give the benefit of the doubt to all of them.
Yeah.
And so they end up setting him up on different dates and it's just not his fit because it's not him. They don't know him per se, you know, because everyone knows you. But then there's, you know, there's a you that not everyone can really see unless they they dig deep into you. And so his friends, they already have their different temperaments and how they see life, and they're trying to impose their thoughts and their relationship advice on top of him. So it comes out really mismatching a lot, and he ends up in situations that he really shouldn't be in, or he could have avoided.
Yeah. Why did you want to write about this? Like, how did you get that idea?
Why I wanted to do this project is because I wanted to combine the different creative elements on St. Martin. Get like the makeup artists involved, get the set designers involved, those who, just different elements just bring us together and show that we could actually bring something out that's totally St. Martin, that we work together on and we're super proud of. And I thought, hey, let's keep it light. Let's keep it, not too difficult.
Yeah.
So a comedy should be pretty easygoing for everybody, since we like to laugh. And also seeing the fact that what I wanted to do is I wanted to be able to portray St. Martin.
Yeah.
So there are always things out there that you see the negative quicker than you see the positive.
Yeah.
I wanted to kind of make fun of us and be that we're okay with being made fun of, but then still show our culture, the different nationalities that come here. I wanted to show different aspects in that project, basically.
You were saying that it's a challenge because we don't have a lot of movies made locally. Why did you take up that challenge? How did you get into saying, okay, now I want to make a movie? Because originally it was a series. Right?
Yes, it was a series. The series was very hard to pitch. I figured if we kept it short, short episodes, 30 minutes, then it would be, it would go. But it didn't catch on the way that I thought it would have caught on. And luckily, when we pitched it as a movie, the Prince Bernard Caribbean Cultural Funds, they saw it. And they said, okay, we're going to run with this. We see the potential in it. We see what you're trying to achieve. And they decided to sign on with us. So that idea kind of caught on a little better than the series, which I actually hope that it rolls into eventually.
Yeah. So what are the challenges of this production?
The challenges are mostly the financial part, because, of course, there are people involved. You want to pay them for their time. You want to show the different businesses that, hey, you're not just using their spot to do your own thing, but there's a long-term goal to it. So financially, like I said, paying everyone, making sure that the clothing is right, because you don't want the actors come out with their own stuff and it's kind of washed out or whatnot. But you also want to be able to feed them. So you involve caterers, so that if it's a long day, you don't have actors fainting on the ground or anything like that. So the funding, it's a little difficult. We're doing fundraisers right now to build that capital, and also to pay off those little things that you don't think that we would have to pay. We have to bring in different elements to get it done. So you have to pay the professionals to get it done. And I've always been about, if you're gonna use a professional, you need to pay them. Don't try to bargain them down, especially the creative field. Pay them, because they've worked hard on what they're doing. You want to show that you value what they do.
Tell me about your team. Who is your team? How did you pick your actors? Who's the production team?
Oh wow, the actors, actually 2016 I sent out an audition, a cast call. Guys came in, women came in, kids came in to audition for roles. And I saw them, I reviewed the video, we taped it and everything like that. At the time we were using Swaliga Media, so they were the film production team behind us. So we filmed them, we reviewed the tape, and that's how we kind of picked the characters, because we already had the script, but now we had to fit the people to the script. And once we got the main character in, then it was to build around him to see who else fits. The thing is with me also, when I write, I don't want to just write and just throw you into a role that I think you're going to stumble.
Yeah.
So those that came in after, I think the main character, he has the hardest job, because he has to fill a seat.
Yeah.
But the others, then when they came in and they auditioned, I kind of fit the character to them.
Yeah.
And what I like with the dialogue is that when we have our read-through, I have them come in, they sit down, they read, and they're like, I wouldn't quite say that. So I would, let's see how you would say it.
Yeah, you're changing the script.
Yes, just the wording a bit, not like, okay, we got to break down this whole thing. Just a little tab so that we could, make it true, make the voice true.
Yeah, so it sounds right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
So we were saying it's a challenge to finance. What are you offering to your sponsors to make this happen?
Just like in Hollywood, right now we have product placement.
Yeah.
Where if it's like you're doing right here, IOTV, you put like a small something there, hey, that's my spot there, you know?
Yeah.
Or if we're standing outside, we'll be standing behind something where your name is. Or before we shoot a scene, you have that established shot where you actually see the building that we're in. So we're offering them that product placement kind of thing where if they, you know, if they sponsor or donate or the location is right, we give them that, you know, we put you, that you are in there. And also in the credit rolls, we put them in the credit rolls that, you know, that people know that there are actually people working with us and that, you know, they're working with us. Yeah. Exactly.
As people are not so used of that on St. Martin, how is it like, are you finding sponsors? Is it easy to explain how, like, what's the benefit for them to be involved in that project?
You wouldn't believe, but so far I've had a couple of locations and they actually understand how necessary it is for them to promote themselves and see it as a unique and a different way of actually putting themselves out there. So when I do offer the placement, you know, they just look for ways. They try to even tell me, okay, make sure I get in this maybe once or twice. So I think people that promote, that see the need to put themselves out there, they understand that this is a diverse way of doing it. This is something different.
Yeah.
Let me get on and do it as well. So some people you have to talk to a little bit more, but those who like are always on social media or Facebook or whatnot, they, you know, they're like, okay, this looks like something I should jump on board with. But like I said, sometimes it's really a hard sell because it's something new and you don't know how it's going to kick off. So with St. Martin, there's always that cautiousness, you know, of how you put yourself out there.
Let's get back to you writing for a movie. How is it to direct on set?
Oh, to boss people around?
Yes. Do you like it?
It's fun. It's nice in the sense of when you're directing, if you give them the script, they're supposed to see already what is expected of them. But the directing gives them that extra, like, okay, I wouldn't, you know, you then look out for different things.
Yeah.
Because maybe they're standing wrong or, you know, you're seeing that they're doing something really weird and you want them to not do it.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to really be, you know, pay attention to details when you're directing. And with this, I'm glad that it's a couple of years after because I think for myself, I needed to develop too.
Yeah.
I needed to grow, you know, be more serious about it so that I could get the work that I need to get.
So where are we at right now in terms of production?
Well, right now we're getting ready to film in November. We're getting ready to film. They're rehearsing every week. We bring them in so that they could go through their lines because I want them to get familiar with the lines first so that it flows, so that it doesn't feel like they're reading off a card or you just give them the lines and they're going with it. So we're rehearsing. This weekend we're going to go to a scene, a place, so that they could feel it, you know, so that they get into their environment. So different things we do with them, not just acting, but also bonding exercises so they're comfortable with each other as well. You know, so it's more natural.
Yeah, it's going to be more like a family.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I see. I didn't ask you before, but what is the cost of this production?
Cost is very heavy, and I think with the level that we want to achieve, you can't skimp on it. You know, you can't cut corners, you know, you have to do it right because if you're gonna promote, then promote it properly. That's how I am. Just do it properly one time.
Where do you see yourself in a few years? If like after this movie, after this project, after this experience, where do you want to go with your writing?
I would love to direct more. Definitely. I wouldn't want to go into commercials or anything like that, but I want to focus on making movies because I find, for me personally, it's telling a story, and I think that's the next step as a writer. If you want to tell a story, do it on film. That's the next step for you.
And we have the talents here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's not quite there yet in terms of production and everything, but I see myself, I mean, even us with our project, I see how fast it's moving, and it's completely different from 6 years ago when we started. So I bet for you it's going to be the same thing. You're going to put out your movie, and then it's going to open the door to the next projects.
Yeah, definitely. And I think with this, then you also, in the creative community, they see the need and then they try to fill that need, and they try to be professional about it as well. So it's also on different levels you build that, and it's also a different way of promoting the arts, because then you could do it in schools. Then the children focus more on, okay, this is what I want to go into, and there's actually somewhere to do job training or something like that.
But we need funds for that.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
If we have sponsors watching this interview, where can they contact you if they want to be part of your project?
My email address is islandmediaplussxm@gmail.com. You could send me an email there, or you could message me on our Facebook page. And Here Comes the Groom, the movie project, if you're looking for us.
Well, thank you so much, Latoya, for being here today. And I can't wait to see the movie.
Me too.
Et vous, on se revoit très bientôt pour un nouvel épisode You Say It sur IETV.